Hi everyone, we are really happy to be joining you on this Tuesday. The words that come to mind from us from God today are in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 and verse 18. Rejoice always, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you.
We have a thing at the church called the Book Club. We're reading a book by a woman named Tish Harrison Warren called The Liturgy of the Ordinary, subtitled Sacred Practices in Everyday Life. She had a very everyday event once. She was eating the most common leftovers in her household, bean and corn soup. And as she was kind of present to that meal, she thought, oh, boring, not this again. And then she just was overwhelmed with wonder that while it was a very familiar meal and one that she took for granted and didn't appreciate most of the time, it was a wonder that she got to eat food that she hadn't grown, that was delivered to her by trucks that she didn't drive, and it reminded her of how many other foods she enjoys that are wonderful and full of variety. So it filled her with wonder. It also reminded her of her dependence. She eats because other people feed her, and they sacrifice their time, their energy, and sometimes their health to provide her food. And then that sparked in her a sense about, I need to do right by them. Are the people who grow the onions in this soup able to provide all the onions their children want? Are they treating the land in a suitable, sustainable way? And as she always does, she makes an analogy with worship at church. At worship, we get fed things that are familiar and everyday, and sometimes they seem, every Sunday at least, and they seem really sometimes boring and uneventful. But we need to be aware that God is speaking to us, and we need to realize that we're dependent on God to feed us. You know, most of us can't remember what we ate lunch 3 Wednesdays ago, and we may not remember what happened in worship. But over time, by going to worship, we get nourished with spiritual food from the bread of life. And we have a kind of responsibility to do right from the giver of that gift, and to live justly and compassionately with respect to others, with gratitude and joy.
And I think that gratitude is something to really hold on to with that. Growing up, my mom was very creative with food, and we would have must go in our house. And that meant everything in the house must go, but she would say it really fast, so it kind of sounded elegant, must go. And she would take all the leftovers and put them together in some kind of dish or meal that we would have. And it would be creative, and it would be a way we could be thankful that we had something to eat, and we had a lot out of a little. And it would be really tasty. And that's just a reminder that we have so much from God, and it's really tasty. And we just need to put ourselves in a place to receive that and to celebrate that. So may you have eyes and an experience this week with your leftovers and with life, that God might speak to you in ways that lead you to a place of rejoicing and gratitude. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
God bless you.